Ainsley, is that how you say it? Isabella, Sarah, Audra, we're so glad you guys are here. So you've already been learning so much of the foundation, and we want to just make sure that if you have any questions, but we want to go through this week's tool, which is the intentional model. Did everybody watch that video? Does anybody have questions before I start? Anybody? No? Okay, so I guess I'll go ahead and give you a little quiz for a sec then. So what does CRAFT mean? Who wants to answer that one? Isabella, can you tell us what CRAFT means?
Circumstance, result, feeling, action, thought.
Yeah, you got all of them in there. I love it. When we are putting an intentional model together, what we mean is we want you to decide what you actually want, and then we're going to create how you're going to get that thing. So CTFAR is what we use when we're just trying to figure out what in the world is going on. Why am I getting this result? Why am I feeling so frustrated? Why is this thing happening? What is the problem here? We use the CTFAR order just to see what is going on. Do you guys ever feel like in gym, you're like, how come I keep falling on that skill? I know how to stay on the beam. Do you ever feel like that? Yeah, I used to feel like that. Or when I'm doing releases, how come I can't catch the bar? How come I'm right there, I'm so close and I know I could do it. Why am I not just holding on? Yeah, that is a CTFAR model. That's when I'm trying to figure out, oh, what am I doing? And then when I go to a craft, CRAFT, that's when I'm like, I know exactly what I want. That's when I like to call a lighthouse. When I'm like, I see where I want to be, I'm going there. That's what we're going to do. So we call it crafting a model, essentially saying we can start in different ways. And Allie can jump in anytime, but I love having Allie on here. It's so fun to have extra coaches on to help just add to and amplify anything that we're going through. But I want to hear a couple of your goals, and then we're going to craft a model based on what you want. So we know what you've done, what your results are right now. And now we're going to go to, well, what do we actually want? Do we want to just go for a skill? Do we want to just catch that bar one time? Do we want to nail that beam routine every single time? What is the goal that you want? And we got to be clear. We don't want to just be like, I want to be a good gymnast. Awesome. What does that even mean? What does that look like to you, right? We want to be clear. So pick one event, pick one goal, pick one thing about that skill that you want. It's going to make it more tangible. It's going to make it easier for you to get some traction. That's what we like to say. Let me tell you one more thing about crafting a goal. We can go for a goal that's just, going for a skill. And then we can create what we like to say is just kind of bridge steps or a ladder where we go from a goal where we're just kind of getting the goal to a goal that we are like, this is going to be a 9, 8 or better routine every single time. So what we like to call it is a fairy tale land goal or a unicorn model. Okay. So we like to just go, I like to call them unicorn models a lot. So this unicorn model is just, I really believe that this is where I can go and this is what I want. And it feels like a stretch right now, but I really want this. Well, then let's do that. Okay. Let's see. Is anybody willing to share with me one of their specific goals that they're working on right now? And we will craft a model for you. I want everybody to have a notebook and a pen so you guys can all write down one of your goals so we can do this together. And we're going to ask questions and we're all going to fill out a unicorn model together. Okay, an intentional model together. So anybody want to volunteer, or do you want me to just pick somebody? I'm happy to pick people.
Somebody other than Sarah or Izzy.
Oh, okay.
Those are the two that participated the most the last couple times. So,
oh, well, it's easy to just jump on and just pick people that you see first. So Audrey, you want to go? Okay. Do you have a goal that you're working on in gymnastics?
No, not right now.
Not right now. There's no goals. You're just kind of there doing whatever the coaches say. And you guys, we do that. I was a gymnast who I go into gym, coach gives me assignment and I do it just like a robot. This is what I'm supposed to do. I'll just do it. Do you know what's really fun is when you start getting these assignments and you start creating the goals that you want within those assignments. So Kate, you want to give us a goal?
Meredith, that's you. You have Kate as your name on there.
Oh, I see a Kate Bell.
Yeah, her name's Meredith. I think she's on her mom's. Is that your mom's Zoom? Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
She's looking at me like, what? Who's Kate? So Meredith, do you have a goal you're working on that we could work on today?
Back handspring on high beam.
I love series. That's so fun. Beam is my favorite. Okay, Meredith. So tell me what's, well, hold on, stay unmuted. We're gonna chat with you for a sec. Everybody needs to write a goal down. Audra, even if you don't have a goal right now, I want you to think of something that you're working on that's not super easy, that you're just trying to get on some event. There's got to be some skill, unless you're doing triple doubles like Simone, there's got to be some skill you're still kind of working on. So Meredith, tell us, you have flick or back handspring on the high beam. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Awesome. Tell me where you're currently at on that.
On the medium beam.
You're on the medium beam. Have you ever done it on the high beam by yourself?
No.
Have you ever done it on the medium beam by yourself?
Yeah.
After being forced to.
Beautiful. You're not being
We
forced
did
to do
it.
We did it. Okay, so here's the question, Meredith. Do you want to do a back handspring on the medium beam by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, so our unicorn goal is going to be back handspring on the high beam by yourself, right? In competition and nailing it every time. Does that sound like a good unicorn goal?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can do this a couple ways. We can start with that, or we can do one step above where you're at right now. What if we went to a step? I'm happy to do either way. Do you want to go straight to the unicorn, or do you want to just the fairy tale land goal, or do you want to go to what's the next step that you'd like to feel comfortable with?
Maybe straight to the unicorn goal.
Beautiful. Okay, everybody, let's do unicorn goal together. On your paper, write some big, audacious kind of like, this would be so cool to have this. Now, here's a question. With an intentional goal, with a unicorn goal, a model, we have to have some belief there that we're capable, that it's something that is a little bit believable. Meredith, do you believe it's possible? Do you realize how I just used the word it's possible? Do you think it's possible that someday you could do a flick on the high beam by yourself, no problem?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, so that's a little check. Did you guys hear what my check was? Let's just check in with ourselves for a second and believe that we have to have some belief that that's, if I'm going to say, I'm going to believe I'm just going to fly up to the sky, and I don't really believe I'm just going to like wave my hands and fly up to the sky. If I don't have a belief at all that that's something for me, we don't want to do that unicorn goal. Got it? Everybody has something that down that's big, but there's some little something inside of them that's like, I kind of believe this could be my thing. I could totally do this. Gonna have to figure it out. Okay, beautiful, Meredith. Thank you. Now, on that goal, CRAFT, we are going to start. If you guys watch the video, where does Coach Stacy like to start on that model? This is for everybody. Where anybody? Ainsley, do you remember? Did you watch the video? Yeah. Do you remember where Coach Stacy says to start on an intentional model when we say, "Hey, let's do a unicorn"? Which line? You can unmute yourself.
Action.
Actions are awesome. I love actions. What we really want when it comes to a result that we want, a goal that we want, I want you to start on the feelings line. So if you guys wrote CRAFT, I want you to look at the feelings line right now. And I want you to think about, what will I feel when I master this skill? When this dream comes true for me? When I nail that back handspring on the high beam all by myself in a competition at state meet in 2022, May of 2022, what do I expect to feel? Can everybody imagine what it might feel like to achieve that goal? Yeah. And just for fun for a moment, this is a check-in, just like I said earlier. Good check-in is to say it's possible that I'm somebody who could do this. So then we know it's believable. There's some belief there. Let's just go in and check in with our emotion for a second. I want you guys to close your eyes for a moment. Everybody close their eyes and just relax for a second. And I want you to take 3 deep breaths. Now in these breaths, I want you to hear yourself breathe in all the way down to your gut. And I want you to use your skill of visualization and try to see air coming in your nose and see the air going into your stomach and your gut. And I want you to feel it. So you're going to see and hear and feel this air 3 times, 3 big breaths. And after you breathe 3 good breaths in, you don't have to notice, but your subconscious will just naturally slow down your heart rate and your shoulders. You might notice to start to relax a little bit. In this relaxed moment, I want you to ask yourself, when was the last time I felt this way? Whatever that emotion was that you just wrote down, when was the last time I remember feeling excited or satisfied or proud of myself or overjoyed, whatever that emotion was that you expect to feel when you master that skill? And we're just going to feel that for a second because we've felt that before. We know what it feels like to master something that we work really hard on as gymnasts. If you can feel that emotion, if you can find that, I want you to think about, where do you feel it the most inside of you? Give it a location. Where do you feel that emotion, that big, exciting emotion? And give it a color. This is just a little bonus area. Allie's like, oh, we're going there, huh? I love this line on the craft, because if you can connect with that emotion, then that's going to drive you until you master the skill. That's going to give you the energy you want to master the skill. So feel where it is and give yourself a location of that emotion. When I feel this way, the last time I felt this way, I felt it in my chest. I felt it in my fingertips, and they were tingling, and they were like blue sparks coming out my shoulders, whatever it is. Find a location, give it a color so we can find it easy. When you have found it, because you felt it before, then take a deep breath into it and just sit with that emotion for a second. And it should feel energizing. It should increase your energy, your excitement, your curiosity to go try that skill, because you want to feel that way. But we're practicing feeling it ahead of time, right now. And you get to feel it all the way through. It's called the emotion that's going to get you to that skill, to master that skill. We call it an emotional driver. Okay, everybody take a breath. Everybody have a location. Once you've taken a breath, go ahead and write down on your paper next to that F line. I want you to write down what that emotion is, which you should have already written down. We found the emotion by thinking of the last time we felt that way when we accomplished something great. And we wrote down where we feel it inside of us, and we gave it a color. That means we can find it a lot easier. It's a really cool little trick. It's called the NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming trick, and it works really well. So you have a color. All right, I can tell you guys one of my favorite emotions. It starts in my lower back, and then it starts to go up my back and out my shoulders. And it's kind of a white color with these gold flecks. And as soon as I feel, it's called, for me, that's gratitude. When I feel that gratitude, I can do so many things. I know where that emotion sits in me, and I know how it moves in me, and I have a color. So as soon as I think of gold flecks, I just drop into this gratitude feeling, because that's where it is for me. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay, so now we have the F line. We know what we want to feel. Well, this is just a math problem. We all love math because math has answers. So the F line is, Kate or Meredith, how are you going to feel when you have your back handspring on the high beam? Stuck at the state knee. Very happy. I love it. Very happy, not just happy. And it's really fun to start thinking, what else is a very happy emotion? Maybe it's ecstatic. I don't know. But you could think of other descriptions of very happy. So let's write very happy. Where do you feel very happy, Meredith, when I just asked you about, tell me a location for you. Do you mind sharing that?
In my chest.
In your chest. Tell me what color you attached to it.
Either gold or kind of like a whitish gold color.
Okay, pick one and stick with it. Doesn't really matter what it is, but we want you to find it easy so you can feel that very happy feeling when you're going to beam to start doing your back handsprings. We want to start with that feeling. This is the pre-planned feeling. All right, so we have the C. What's the C? It's back handspring on the high beam at state, whatever your C is. The result you want is to stick it, right? Or to just go for it. We're doing a unicorn model, so I'm going to say it's probably to stick it at a state competition kind of situation. Maybe. We're just going to play around. Just guessing here, Meredith. And we already have the C. We have the R. Throw in anything, Allie, that you want. We have the F. We have 2 more letters. Allie, you want to throw anything in? You good?
You're killing it. Keep it going.
Okay. Okay, you guys, I want to know, Audra, how would we find out what we're supposed to do on the A line? We need two more lines filled out so we know what to do. Can you tell me, Audra?
Action.
Yeah, the action line. Good job. How are we going to know based on what the information we have? We have a feeling, we want to feel very happy. And the skill we want, the result we want is a stuck back handspring on the high beam. What are we going to do? We have the CR. If we have a result and we want to find out what the actions are, what do you think? What will we have to do in the A line? What actions will we have to take to be able to have that result?
Practice.
You're gonna have to practice. Beautiful. Now I'm gonna ask everybody, somebody help us out too. Let's get some more. What else will we have to do in the action line? Thank you, Audra. Katie,
Soupy.
what would you have to do in the action line to get a back handspring, or whatever your big skill is? What kind of actions, behaviors would you have to take?
You might have to do like mindfulness and things like this.
I love it. Visualization, try to visualize what it's going to look like. Definitely. I love putting visualization in the A line. Beautiful.
Sid,
I'm going to, what's that?
I was gonna have Sydney participate over here too. What would you do,
Sydney.
Sydney?
Yeah. Yeah, there you
You'd
go.
have to like push through like fear to go for it.
What if it was
Different
possible
times.
to not even feel fear? Would that be crazy? It's a new skill. It's a big skill. Do you think it could be possible?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I'm going to give you guys a little hint on this one. Okay? I'm going to give you a little method in the A line. When you're doing a unicorn model, you take the big goal and we're going to break it down so small that there's no fear because the small thing is easy. So what I'm going to say is, Meredith, you ready? I'm going to help Meredith through this. You guys listen for your skill. Follow this. Take your back handspring, I like to say flick, back handspring on the high beam stuck at championship. We're going to break it down. I want you to write down 10 things. Remember, A line can be really, really fat area. 10 things you believe you would have to do to nail that back handspring on the high beam at state. What are 10 things you'd have to do to get that skill the way you want it? I'll just tell you some things that I think. I'll just throw out things just for fun. Let's see. So maybe you need to swing really big. Maybe you need to throw back straight. Maybe you need to push through your legs to make sure your legs stay straight. Maybe you need to sit up a little taller when you're swinging. Maybe you need to do a little more exercises for your legs to get higher jumps. Maybe you need to throw your shoulders behind your ears to be able to rotate a little faster. Maybe when your foot lands, you need to focus on the spot on the beam so that the rest of your body follows that. Oh, you're getting hit hard with the storm.
Just
That's
a heads
okay.
up in case we lose you. Keep going. But if we
Oh.
disappear, it's probably hitting most of us. We're in all red right now.
That's awesome. Everybody write down as many things. And I say 10. And when you get to about 5, your brain will be like, that's all I can think. Just notice that's what your brain's going to do, because that's just what it does. It likes to keep you from making changes. So it's going to do everything it can to get you excuses. Write down 10 things. And then everybody look at your list of 10. I'm giving you the way you make this easy so we don't have to push through fear, Sydney. This is my little tips, okay? Once you've written down 10 things you have to do for that skill that you think, and I like to sit still with my eyes closed and go, if I was going to nail this skill every single time, what do I think my body would have to do? From head to toe, I check in. I write down all those things, and then I circle one. Everybody circle one of those things that you just wrote down and put it below, put it lower. We're going to now work on just that one thing, because essentially we're saying to our brain, if I did this one thing, I'd be closer to this result that I want. I'd be closer to that flick on the high beam. So that one thing, for me, I'm just going to say, if I, maybe for the back handspring, maybe if I swung my arms faster or to like horizontal behind me, every time I swing my arms to horizontal, I get a really good push. I get a really good lift. I get a really good rotation. I'm just making stuff up, Meredith. So don't go with what I'm saying. You feel it for you. But every time I swing my arms faster, they get to a horizontal lift behind me, and that horizontal hit behind me with my arms makes it so that I get my chest where I want it on the back handspring, and it just makes it straighter every time, and it makes it easier to set up for the second back handspring. So I circled that one thing, and I think, okay, so how am I going to swing my arms faster? Well, that's pretty easy. If you get to a point where you break it down small enough where you're like, well, swinging arms fast, Meredith, can you swing your arms fast? If you were going to do a back handspring, this is just, I'm just making stuff up, Meredith. Don't go with what I'm saying, because this is for you. You have to figure it out for you. if you just pretend, okay, if you were going to swing your arms faster because you wanted to get your arms to a certain height behind you so you could get the speed you wanted into it, how far would you want to move your arms behind you? Just for fun, stand up for a second and just play with it. Imagine doing a back handspring. How far behind you would you want your arms to swing behind you? Everybody think about this for their skill, okay? It could be a bar release. It could be anything you want. Let's just pretend, Meredith, that you want to swing your arms to 45 behind you and you want to get them to 45 really fast. Now tell me, is it hard to swing your arms behind you to 45?
No.
Okay, is it hard for anybody on this call to swing their arms behind them to 45 degrees? Can you swing them behind you? Everybody can do that? Yeah, pretty easy. Can you all swing your arms behind you really fast? Not yes or no, either way is fine. If you break down that skill small enough, it should be something simple. That's not scary. In my mind, I'm like, swinging my arms fast is easy. Swinging my arms to 45 is easy. Okay, and my brain goes, and if I swing them fast, they're gonna go to 45. And if they go to 45, I'm gonna have a better lift. And if I have a better lift, I'm gonna have a better setup for my back handspring going into my next back handspring. If I have a better setup, I'll probably land the skill easier. Does that all make sense, guys? Have you guys ever read If You Give a Pig a Pancake? And if you give them a pancake, they're probably going to want syrup to go with it. And if they have syrup to go with it, then they're going to probably want milk to go with it. You know that story? That's all it is. It's a domino effect. So for the A line, instead of pushing through fear, let's push through simple, something easy. And our brain will be like, well, of course I can do that, silly. Then you know you're going to make some good progress. If it feels big and scary, it's going to be hard to push through. We don't want to push through anything. We want to break it down to something that we feel safe doing and that we feel very happy. Does it feel good to feel like you could swing your arms fast and get a good result, Meredith? Yeah, if you believe that's true, then you're going to feel happy. And if you feel happy, you're more likely to swing your arms fast. And if you swing your arms fast, you're going to get closer to that result. Now we have one more line in that crafting model. I kind of already just threw it out there. Meredith, since we're picking on you today, what is your current thought about your back handspring?
And I can do it if I
You can do,
focus.
your thought is you can do it?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your current thought about doing it on the high beam by yourself?
That it's still a little scary, I guess.
Beautiful. Yeah, that it should be, because you haven't done it yet, right? It should,
Yeah.
You should believe this is a little scary still. If you didn't feel like that, you'd be doing it. If you didn't think that or believe that, you'd be doing it right now. Right, Meredith?
Mhm.
Everybody, wherever you're at currently, I want you to think about that thought, that belief. And here's the first step I would take in your T line. We have one line left, crafting a model. We have to decide what our beliefs are going to be in order to take those actions. Does this make sense? And in order to feel that way and to get that result. So the thought line, what I like to do is take whatever thoughts you have right now currently about the skill, and I call it flip it. Let's flip it. So what we say is it's possible that the opposite is true. So what would be the opposite, Meredith? It's possible that, what was your belief? That it's a little scary. What could be the
Yeah.
opposite of that?
Easy.
It's possible that it's what?
That would be easy.
Oh, is it possible that it will be easy? Are back handsprings easy for you?
No.
Are they easy on the floor?
Yeah.
Are they easy on the low beam?
Yeah.
Is it possible that a back handspring on the high beam could also be easy?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah. And we start messing around with flipping the thought. That's what I like to do. If we felt, I'm going to give you another tip. If we felt very happy, Meredith, about doing a skill, in fact, let's just make this easy. What skill do you love doing that you feel very happy doing? You don't have any skills that you love to do? Come on. You guys, what kind of skills do we love to do? Huh?
Handstands
On the beam?
or on the floor.
On the floor. Okay, so you feel very happy doing handstands on the floor. Why?
Probably because they're easy.
So it's possible that when you perform this skill, this back handspring on the high beam, it's possible that it's an easy skill for your body. Does your body flip pretty well on back handsprings?
I think so.
I like to replace the circumstance just for fun. If the circumstance is a back handspring, we replace it with a handstand for a moment, something that feels really fun because we have beliefs about that handstand. Not everybody believes handstands are easy. Did you know that? But you do, which means you feel happy because you believe it's easy. And when you feel happy doing handstands, do you do handstands? Do you like to do handstands?
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably do a lot of handstands, and then your result is you get better handstands. So you guys, I gave you a couple options for the T-line. You can start with taking what your current unintentional model is and saying it's possible that the opposite is true. And then I told you, well, you can also replace that C-line with a skill that you really do love and see what those kind of thoughts are. She thinks that the handstands are easy, and we're just going to put that skill back as a flick. It's possible that she could think that a flick is easy. And then we can also do this. And Allie, you jump in if you have a couple other tips. These are the tips that I use for my brain. I also like to look at the action line. And if I was willing to swing my arms back really fast, it's because I think something about that. So it's possible that swinging my arms back really fast is an easy move for my body. That little piece is possible. And it's possible that I feel totally fine doing that. And if I feel fine and safe and swinging the arms back is comfortable for me, then it's possible that I believe that it's helpful. Then I'm going to feel a little bit more excitement, a little bit happier, a little bit more curious. And I kind of probably want to go try it and see if it helps. Do any of you guys feel a little bit curious about what you wrote down just now and kind of want to see if it works? Hopefully. So I like to take something from the action line that I just broke down and put it in my thought line and go, it's possible that this little thing could really help my series. And if I believe that, then I might feel a little bit more happy. And if I feel a little bit more happy, then I might want to go try swinging my arms. And if I swing my arms, I might have a little more power going into my back handspring. The result will get closer. It's possible that it will work. Now, how would that change your experience, you guys? Isabella, I know you talked last time, but tell me, how would that change your experience if it was true that that little thing could be helpful for you?
It would make it more of like a positive experience where you feel more confident.
And if you feel more confident in gym or on that skill, what do you do?
You're more willing to do it.
And if you do more of that skill, what usually happens in your result line?
It gets better, so you get closer to the goal.
Yeah, it's pretty simple formula, you guys, and it just works 100% of the time. Kind of nice percentages, right? But Sydney, I want to go back to what Sydney said before we're done. If you feel like you're pushing through fear, then you haven't broken down your A line small enough. That is my tip for you guys on crafting a model with big skills. If it feels like you're forcing yourself to do something, break it down smaller. Do you know what I used to do? I missed one series in 5 years, okay? And it was silly. I had Chinese food. Never eat Chinese food before meets. I'm just telling you. So, and it was for my future mother-in-law, and I felt bad not wasting food. So I ate a huge thing of Chinese food. It was terrible. So, but the reason why is because I had figured out that if I pushed through my right big toe, that was the little thing I needed to push me straight over the top. With my front leg used to bend. Does anybody have a problem with bending their front leg on their back handsprings? I used to bend my front leg, but that was the key for me, push through my right big toe. Well, I can sit here and push through my right big toe all day. It's so easy. Every time I did that, I nailed my series because my brain believed if I push through my right big toe, my front leg goes straight over the top. When it goes straight over the top, it sets me up for my next flick. When it sets me up for my next flick, my layout is straight over the top. And all I had to do after that is find a spot on the beam and not move my eyes. And every time I find that spot and didn't move my eyes, I nailed the series. Literally fell once in 5 years, you guys. That's how easy it is by pushing through my right big toe. What if it was that simple? It is. And then you feel, if you believe it, curious. And maybe you'll go try it. Maybe you'll break it down smaller so it feels fun and enjoyable and exciting. All right. Anybody have any questions before we're done? That's called crafting a model. I hope that helped you guys a little bit. Allie, Coach Allie, do you have anything?
No, you're amazing. They have to listen to me all the time at practice anyways. So
Oh, this
More
is your
fun.
team.
yeah. These are my girls.
Hi, girls.
Yeah, they don't want to hear me talk. They're
That
like,
is
she
not
tells me
true.
this enough.
You guys are so lucky to have Coach Allie. Okay, do any of you girls have any questions about anything that we just went over? Everybody good? I am so excited. Meredith, I want to hear when you go do your flick on the high beam.
Oh,
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Let me know, Coach Allie. All right, you guys, good luck. Have an awesome evening and use this. It's so fun. It makes it easy. Okay. All right. We'll talk to you guys again another time. Yeah.
Bye,
guys.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Use it.
Bye.